There was one very famous, well-known Black celebrity who did not come to the Met Gala because her feelings around COVID and the vaccine, and that is Miss Nicki Minaj. Your favorite Barbie. You know what I'm saying? And she went on a Twitter rant. No, I won't call it a rant. She made some tweets that got some other, black people in the spotlight upset, and there were some exchanges. And I want to sort of share that conversation with y'all, because it's a lot going on. Okay, it sort of got a little spicy. And me and T sort of just want to talk about that exchange and what it might mean. All right. So Nicki Minaj says they want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. Okay. Now I gotta stop there, because I'm just like, what research, Nicki Minaj? What more research are you going to do than the people who've dedicated their lives to studying diseases and infections and pandemic diseases? But that's whatever.
Is Young Money the CDC now?
You said what?
I said, is Young Money the CDC now? Are
right.
they?
Right. That, like, imagine me saying, let me do a few hours of research on hip hop and then I'll join you on stage, Nicki Minaj. Anyway, she says, I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grips your head and your face, not that loose one. As someone who has had COVID, I will tell you, I have talked to people with the 2-string mask and still got COVID, even though I was vaccinated. So let me sort of debunk that one. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. All right. Well, let's also say this. Nicki Minaj, you know, Negroes lie. This man probably had some type of
transmitted disease.
Yeah, an STI of sorts. All right. And that probably had an impact on his body. I've had the I know a lot of people who got the vaccinations. No one has had these types of issues. Yeah. And it's very possible that he lied about the vaccination causing that, because he didn't want to be embarrassed about catching the STI, which people shouldn't be embarrassed about catching STIs. But you shouldn't lie and say that it was the vaccine that did it to you. So obviously, there are a lot of Black pundits and Black people who were just like, Nicki, why would you use your platform for this? And one of those people was media pundit Joy Ann Ried. And we're going to show you what she said.
Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from. Oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who is your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was Joy Ann Reed's response. And then Nicki said, this is what happens when you're so thirsty to down another Black woman by request of the white man that you didn't bother to read all my tweets. My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumb ass on TV a minute after a tweet to spread a false narrative about a Black woman. And she also says, a lying, homophobic coon. I guess I can join in the reindeer games too, right? People can go on TV and lie on me. I can report on them too, right? It doesn't have to be truths. It can be half truths. Oh, Uncle Tamiana asks who on earth would trust the US FDA guys. So, and then there's whatchamacallit, Joy Ann Reed apparently calling out the US FDA. So all of that happened. And that actually ended up turning into Nicki Minaj getting an invitation to the White House to discuss everything going on with her opinions. She wants to live stream the conversation, and she wants to ask the opinion of her audience. And so, T, what do you what are some of your thoughts about what happened here? In terms of the tweets, in terms of what Joy-Ann Reid said, and Nicki Minaj now taking her platform and going to the White House with it.
Yeah. Where do I go with this? I think that it is kind of scary. And I often don't really rock with Joy-Ann Reid, but I don't think she missed here at all. I think she had a great point in saying that, like, you have a platform, like you have, like, with great power comes great responsibility. And it's like, if you don't know enough, then don't speak on it. Like, you shouldn't even go out of your way to kind of talk about something that you don't know. I know she goes on to say that, like, she's not saying that because of that cousin, that's not why she's not getting the vaccine. That's why he's not. And I understand that. But, like, if you're kind of setting up an argument, you can understand how people could easily see that and make the decision of not getting vaccinated themselves, right? So I think that that's one point. And yeah, just spreading misinformation. I do think that the clapback from Nicki was out of line too. And I see what she means about taking, like, I don't know what half truths that Joy-Ann Reid took, but I at least I appreciate that she was honest about, like, presenting her thing about Joy-Ann Reid as a half truth, because we know that that's what that was. But yeah, bro, I do think what it really comes down to is great power. With great power comes great responsibility, and with a platform that big and that much influence, like, the Barbs is the whole thing. Like, you know, like the Beehive, like the Barbs is really a thing, bro. Like, people hang on to every word that woman has. Like, there's stan culture is a thing, and people idolize people. So it's like, you have great influence, and I think that that's what Joy-Ann Reid was really getting at in that.
Absolutely.
And I can understand why it would be uncomfortable for Nicki to have had that said on MSNBC, because I do think that the large majority of that audience is white. And I don't know if that was the proper platform, but she wasn't wrong. I don't think she was wrong. What about you?
Yeah, man. I think that, like you said, we all make choices, right? And it harkens me back to our last episode with the amazing Charles H.F. Davis, Dr. Davis the third, and he said it's sort of like citations, like, you know what to cite, and she cited a story that she knew would cause a lot of doubt in people's minds, and it's like, if you don't believe it, if that's not the reason you wouldn't get it, then why would you mention that?
Yeah.
Right. And it was almost like, hey, that's not the reason I'm not getting it, but, like, just so you know, this could happen to you because this happened to this person. And it's just like, that type of story is going to look crazy. And if it's not something you subscribe to and you have such a huge audience, then Nicki, why do that type of thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, Nicki. But what I can say is that I'm really glad. And also, wait, let me also say this. Joy-Ann Reid, I think she tried to be as loving as she could. She didn't say that Nicki was a coon or she was a horrible person. She just said, I'm disappointed and I'm your fan. She kept saying that. Yeah. She kept ingratiating herself to Nicki, like, I'm a fan, like, but this was not it, sis. And Nicki just sort of tried to tear her down. But I get Nicki was defending herself. But what I will say is that I'm glad that Nicki is taking this to the White House. And if she feels like she is going to get those answers that she needs from the White House, and that her community is going to be influenced by a good conversation with the White House, Nicki, do your thing. We have more than enough experts who have done more than enough research for you. You are one of the greatest MCs of our generation. You don't have to worry about research. You live a life of luxury. Let people who've dedicated their whole lives to being a researcher, not a rapper, do that for you, baby. And I don't even ex-nay that baby thing, because I don't want to be condescending. But like there are people who've dedicated their whole lives to this. I don't see you trying to drive a car, be your own security. People have dedicated their lives to that type of training. Like, please talk to the White House researchers and bring all of your fans, bring all of your Barbs. So we can, like, sort of settle this, because this is ridiculous. Like, you made a choice to cite that, and, like, you didn't have to, and you knew what you were doing to cite that. You're Nicki Minaj. You're extremely intelligent. You're extremely calculated. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You don't gotta lie to us. You're still my favorite Barbie. You don't gotta lie though. You don't gotta lie. You don't gotta lie, Craig. You don't gotta lie. You don't gotta lie.
Um,
So that's but no, but for real, I feel like what Nicki's doing for any of you black celebrities, especially who are anti-vax, go have a live conversation with an expert. Like, do this. Y'all might not be able to make it to the White House. Y'all might not have that type of clout. Y'all might not have that type of those types of financial resources. But I know there's a local doctor somewhere. There's a local scientist somewhere. There's a local university somewhere that you can take yourself to and Instagram live that thing with your fans. It'll be popping. It'll get your numbers up. You welcome. You welcome. We got you. We got you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
questions. Yeah, be that bridge. Be that bridge that other people don't have for that accessibility, and ask the right people. What you also said, we had this conversation just recently, but yeah, like I remember the Ice Cube thing. It's like the Plan for Black America, and it's like, yeah, he worked with a few people, like, but it was like Umar Johnson or something. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't him, but it was someone like that, right? But it's like there are people that study this stuff at numbers of universities. You could have went to all the AFAM departments across the nation. It's not a lot of them, right? Like, so there's experts around, and it's like you're not asking the right people, you're not asking the right questions. So like, yeah, do that for your platform. So I do think that if this situation, this blow up led to her going to the White House, and I do think it's worth it.
Absolutely. Totally agree. So shout out to Nicki for, turning this more so into a positive, regardless of her and Joy-Ann Reid's relationship. This is bigger than both of them combined. This is about these millions and millions of Barbs who might feel like they don't need to get vaccinated, or that there's some freaking government agenda. Please help them. And if you're anti-vaxxer and you're a celebrity with influence, please do the same thing on the level that you can do it on. So shout out to Nicki. Nicki, salute for you actually using your platform and not just making this some type of back and forth on the Twitter. So but yeah.